Listen, sons and daughters of the land, and let your ears drink this story like cool water on a hot day. For there was once a man named Jonah, a prophet of the Most High, who lived in the coastal town of Jopandogo, where fishermen cast their nets into the deep waters and the salty wind carried the scent of the great sea. One morning, as the sun rose red over the ocean and the waves lapped gently against the shore, the voice of the Lord came to Jonah and said, "Jonah, son of Amittai, arise and go to the great city of Nineveh Cush, for their wickedness has risen like smoke to the heavens." But Jonah did not want to go. The people of Nineveh Cush were enemies of his nation and were known for cruelty. In his heart he thought, "Why should I warn them? Let them face judgment." So Jonas turned his back on the voice of God. Instead of traveling east toward Nineveh Cush, he went west toward the seaport of Makonde Bay. He paid the fare and boarded a great wooden dhow bound for Tarshish at the far end of the ocean. Not long after the boat left the shore, the skies began to darken. The wind screamed like a leopard, and the sea rose in mighty waves. The dhow plunged and heaved. The sailors cried out to their gods and threw their cargo overboard, but the storm only grew fiercer. At the bottom of the boat, Jonah slept deeply. The captain found him and shouted, "Wake up, call on your God. Perhaps he will spare us." But Jonah knew. He stood before the sailors and said, "This storm has come because of me. I am running from the presence of the living God. Throw me into the sea and the storm will grow calm." The sailors hesitated, but the waves rose higher. So they prayed to the God of Jonah, lifted him, and cast him into the roaring waters. At once the wind stopped. The sea became still as a sleeping child, and the sailors feared the God of heaven and offered sacrifices to him. But Jonah did not drown, for the Lord had prepared a great whale, bigger than any creature known in the waters of Africa. Its back rose above the sea like an island, and its tail struck the water like thunder. The great whale opened its mighty mouth, and Jonah was swallowed whole. Deep in the belly of the whale, where darkness surrounded him like midnight and the sound of beating water echoed like drums, Jonah cried out to God, "Out of my distress I called to you, and you heard me. In the deep of the sea I remembered you. Salvation belongs to the Lord." For 3 days and 3 nights the whale carried Jonah beneath the rolling waves, and on the third day, by the command of the Most High, the whale swam to the shore of Nineveh Cush and hurled Jonah out upon the sandy beach. Jonah stood up, soaked in seawater and seaweed, and heard the voice of God once more. "Jonah, arise and go to the great city of Nineveh Cush and speak the words I command you." This time Jonah obeyed. He walked through the city from one market to the next, proclaiming, "In 40 days Nineveh Cush shall be destroyed if you do not turn from your evil ways." The people listened. From the poorest man pounding grain to the king in his magnificent leopard skin robe, they humbled themselves, fasted, and cried to God for mercy. And the Lord, who is rich in compassion, spared them. Jonah sat outside the city beneath a shade bush and watched, and saw that God's mercy is greater than any man's judgment.